Hey guys, if you're new here and you want to learn Blender Octane, I got a free 101 guide that will help you get up to date started with Blender Octane for free. Links down in the description. Today's been a marathon. I've been streaming literally all day. I was streaming me making my render here for our school community challenge right here, doing this Porsche ad, and then I said I was going to make the Porsche ad and put this in and track it into some video footage. So I literally did and finished it today. This is the final output of my Porsche challenge for my school community. It's a little 80-20. It's about 80% there. I had to let a lot of stuff go because I was running out of time. And again, I worked on it all day, pretty much all day today. So I'm just gonna do a quick, daily report. Instead of today, I'm gonna break this whole thing down. But let's also quickly jump into some questions while we're here, because I like to start off each video with some questions, and then I'll kind of show you my whole workflow and breaking this down. I streamed it all day today. Back to the questions here. Your channel is a lifesaver. You are welcome. Happy I am saving lives. Next one. You should enable AdSense. Any money is good money. Keep just one skippable ad in the beginning. Keep the content the same as always. Yeah, thanks for the advice, but honestly, like, for the amount of money that I'm going to be getting, which is going to be less than $1, like probably even less than 50 cents, it's not worth the inconvenience of you guys and having to watch an ad. So I rather just have it ad free, and it's technically still not going to be ad free because YouTube still has the right to add ads in anytime they want. And even if I select one ad, they can add 2 ads or 3 ads, or when you skip anywhere in the video, they can add another ad, and that's just part of the game. So it doesn't bother me. I just leave it off. My focus of this channel is not to make crazy. I'm not trying to make money. I can do that on my other channel where I have 140K subscribers and each video can get out 3,000-4,000 videos. Then yeah, I'm talking about, I'm probably leaving $5, $6, $7 on the table. But here it's literally change, not even enough change to buy a soda, put it that way. So thanks for your suggestion, but I'll just leave it off for you guys. The official version of Blender 4.5 can't find the volumetric spotlight, directional light, and analytical light nodes. Where did the problem occur? 4.51, I'm using 4.43. What did you say? 4.551. Are you using the add-on version, or are you using the standalone? If you're using the add-on, I do not know, because I do not use the add-on right now. It's in beta. There might be issues with it. Well, there will be issues with it. I'm currently using, in the 4.43 version that I'm using, 2025 update. If I come in here, I just go straight here. I go to light, spotlight, area light. They're all right here. Directional light, tune lighting, tune directional light. They're all right there. So I don't know. You might have an issue when you installed or something. Next one. The number viewport switching is so good when building scenes, especially in architectural visual. Yeah, for those of you guys who do not know, on the number pad, if you have a number pad on your keyboard, a separate number pad, you can press 1. You can press 1 different numbers here to rotate around your scene here. So like 7 is the top view, 1 is the front, 6, or not, was it 6? 3. Yeah, 3, and then 4, and you can also access those if you press tilde key. You got these also here quickly. So I typically use these the most right here, because I can just boom, 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 and I don't have to take my hand off the mouse, right? So I can just be like bow, bow, bow. Use those. But yeah, if you have these, see, these numbers correspond to the number pad, and you click on the number pad. I think on the number pad is a little 0, actually brings you straight into the camera on the number pad, and then 1 front. So yeah, those are really nice shortcuts. I'll do a couple more here, and I want to get to the breakdown on this really fast here. I'm aware that Octane is designed for CG, VFX, and overall realism, LOL. I was just asking what kernel or settings are the best to get closer to real time, and which was answered. Thanks a lot, Matt. Yeah, no problem. I wasn't trying to be a jerk or anything. It's just, I get a little irritated with the whole questions about render engines. Like, people are always asking me, like, why should I use Octane when I have cycles and then this and that, and I tell people, like, I think about render engines as different shoes. Different render engines have their usage. So like, I wouldn't wear a pair of dress shoes to go do construction on a site where there's mud and dirt. I would wear some work boots. So it's the same thing when it comes to render engines for me. It's like, what do I want to use it for that particular time and for that particular need? So they're like accessories. A whole closet full of shoes. We got a bunch of different types of shoes. I got a whole bunch of different renders. I got Blender, I've got Octane, I've got Cycles, we got Eevee. It's all good, right? It's all good in the hood, right? I want to break down this scene for you guys today, which I worked on, and just kind of walk you guys through everything that I did today. And this has been an ongoing project, literally, for the last week here. I've been streaming me building the 911, which started off as a community project in our school community. And quick other note, while it's on my mind here, I will be giving away. So I will be giving away a 1 year subscription to my Blender community, Blender Octane School community. 1 year free, which is about a $300 value. And, starting tomorrow, there will be a form that I'm going to have in the video, and then I'm going to post daily like I normally do. And then that form is going to be 3 questions. You're going to need to answer the questions like, what are your aspirations for learning 3D? Why do you want to learn 3D? Why do you want it? Being in this community. I have the written down somewhere, but there'll be 3 questions you answer. And based on your answer to those questions, we're going to decide who deserves the 1 year subscription into the community for free, basically $300 value. And then for the next 7 days, the list will be open. So put your entries in. Of course, one entry is all you pretty much need anyways. Multiple entries is not going to improve your chances. What will improve your chances is a very good answering to the question. Why would it be important for you to join this community? So I can learn 3D. Okay. It's basically, how would you apply for a real scholarship? It's the same type of thing. Probably in the link in this video. I'll probably start it off with this in this link of this video. And then from today on for the next 7 days, we'll be running this. So you can, anybody who's watching this, you're interested, you can't afford it, we're going to be giving out a scholarship, 1 year scholarship, fully paid, and jump into the community, enjoy that. So definitely take a look at that. That's pretty much it. So anyways, we had the Porsche challenge, which was a monthly challenge because we kind of do bi-weekly challenges here in the community. And I shared earlier one of the renders from somebody with his Porsche right here, Martin. He did his Porsche, absolutely fantastic, sexy render here. Look at that, the love of your life picking up tonight's date. Absolutely fantastic. So we all started off with the same model. So it was just an OBJ model stripped out, and you just basically had to build everything else, like as far as material wise and the scene and how you want, where you want it. Actually, he just released a video who's going to, in this community exclusive, of how he built this scene. Not step by step of how to build the scene, but he'll walk you through everything that he did. And he just also released another video in our community. This is the perks, right? Of how to basically build, how he built this scene too. And he also did a quick walkthrough, like the lighting gobos, his thought process, and the materials and things like that. So absolutely, like I learned so much stuff just from watching this video. Hey, I've been super excited to use some of the techniques that I learned. So that was the whole point of this, and this is my entry. My entry was to do my one, and I was going to make an ad and then camera track it onto a real billboard here in Japan, and basically that's what I did here. So I've been streaming all week on doing the car render scene of materializing, putting the materials on here, making paint materials and getting all that done. Now I didn't need to go super hardcore detail with everything because I knew in my mind how I already had my reference shots. Let me get my reference. Here it is. Again, I start off with the references, what I wanted to do. This was the color that I liked, and I kind of wanted to go T style, very aggressive. Unfortunately, they had a different body kit on here, but anyways, so I've kind of got my reference, and these are the ads that I kind of was like, I like these ads. This would be kind of cool to take one of these ads and rebuild it for myself, and that's what I used for my motivation right here. Was basically pretty much this one right here as well. So again, when you're building references, you don't need a lot. Just get a couple things to keep you on track and keep you in the same ballpark, right? People think you gotta have like this massive thing of all these different types of references. You don't really need any of that. Let me off here. So knowing that, I didn't need to have all the car interiors all decked out. And what's going on here? All right, I don't know if that was taking forever, but yeah, I didn't need to have the interiors all decked out. So this is basically what I did. Put this on a transparent background, and pretty much that was it. Now I didn't spend as much time as I would have liked on the car. I had other projects, again, trying to keep my task in order of high value. Unfortunately, I had a couple other things that came up that I needed to work on that were more important than this, but I still wanted to get it there. E20, I wanted to get it 80% there, right? So after I did this, I rendered this, then I brought this into Photoshop. Pretty much got the whole advertisement built with all the text. Again, like I streamed the whole thing. That's all online, with the stream. And then check it out. Be honest. Did you open Blender just to render a Toyota? Trying to keep in line with the little smart little attitude and things like that. So look at this. There's only one car that looks, feels, and performs like a Porsche 911. The real world render that makes everything else feel low poly, timeless design, future ready performance, and now closer to your driveway than a Porsche, right? Boom. Then I basically, put some grunge on it to kind of make it. I knew that it was going to be put on the footage, so I did most of the grunging here, so I didn't have to do that in compositing. After I rendered this out and I got the image here, then I jumped into Blender. Inside of Blender, I did a quick planar track, which I actually regret. I probably should did in DaVinci Resolve, because I ended up having where like I did the planar track here in Blender, which worked out fine. But then when I exported out just the PNGs, basically the whole sequence tracked. This is the whole sequence all tracked up, right? See, boom, 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 right? After I did that and brought that back on top of the original footage, it was some slipping. It wasn't sitting extremely tight. So what I did was, all I did was just export the background, this background that I already had in Blender, exported it out as a video, and then took them both, the video and the images, and then recomposite them inside DaVinci Resolve. So it fixed it because they weren't sitting tight and mixed it. It was like boom, magic. So quick planar track in here, jumped over here, the composite tab, and here's the setup. Basically, the image goes into the planar track, and then did the scale to fit to 1920 by 1080. Did an erosion on here on the edge. You can barely see, but it's like eroding the edge so it's not so harsh and not so clean. And then once I had that, I took both of them together, put them in by themselves, so we have a PNG background, exported out a PNG sequence, and then I jumped over to DaVinci Resolve to do the compositing. Then here in DaVinci Resolve, super easy comp here. Here's my background layer. We drag that there. Here's my background layer. Here are my PNG sequences. Then I brought them over, did a quick color adjustment on that. You can watch the whole live stream of how I matched the colors on this. Did a little bit of a blur, added some film grain, merged that back on top of the footage, and then we have our final output. And then pretty much that was it right there. And then what I did was I jumped over to the final page here and added just a little bit of a LUT here on a Kodak. I think it's a Fuji D6, Fuji 3551 or 3551. Added it on like about 50% just to try to blend that background together with this footage. This footage was shot on my cell phone using the Motion Cam app. It was actually raw 10-bit, shot on my Android device, which is really nice, and it was saved out as an DaVinci wide gamut, so it played really nicely with color grading once I put these in here, and it really helped to get the colors right and things like that. And then after that, once I put those together, and then that brings us to this final output right here, and here's the final thing. The only thing, again, I didn't like, which if I had more time I would have fixed, I'm really peeping on it, but is, let me stop right there. You get in these little edges here, like I eroded a little bit too far in, so what I would do next time is basically replace this blue background, replace it with a different image, like a default background that they would normally use, or just a white color, or this metal color, so it looks like that's the metal color. So instead of seeing the blue, you will see this metal frame color, which I probably easily could have done, but I just ran out of time. So, and then this one looked like it was stretching a little bit to me, so I would do the whole planar track inside of DaVinci Resolve next time, so I can do the color grading and everything inside of here instead of having to do jumping back into Blender. So I would have just did all my planar tracking, all my compositing Blender instead of half of it in Blender and half of it DaVinci Resolve. So otherwise, I'm happy with the way it came out. It's 80-20. That's actually more like 75% there, all the way there. So there's the raw footage, and then after that, after we do the color correction and color boom processing, boom there. So there's that, breaking that down for you guys. Don't forget, we're going to be doing the 7 days. The gates will be open, not open, but 7 days of the entry form will be open for people to apply for the Blender Octane Skool scholarship. And I'll be talking about some of the perks of being in the school throughout the week, and some of the stuff that you get to, the really cool access that we have to the community. It's really cool. So let's quickly do our stats growth while we're here. Alright, so we're sitting at 33 members here, solid. No change here, no new members today. 7. But at the end, 7 days from now, we will have one new member. That's another thing. You'll have, if you do win, you'll have 3 days to basically say, hey, I'm in. Like, otherwise, we'll just choose another winner. I ain't gonna be waiting around. $514 a month, still making that solid cash. And then let's come back in here. 92 people. That number's is pretty solid right now. We're starting to see some better results here, because look here, we were consistently in about that 80ish. Now that week, I don't know what I did, but I had 102 members right there, and then it was going down 80, 70, and now that's 3 days of 90 plus, so that's good. And then we've got turn rate 5.6, reasonable 5.6, and click-through rate is 0 because we haven't had anybody sign. That will always waiting around. All right, and then we'll jump over to the YouTube and see our YouTube growth stats here. Let's go over here. Let's go into here. Been going hard on YouTube right now. Like again, full on streaming. We've got reels going. We've got reels scheduled. Actually, I'm gonna schedule some more reels after I get off this, and keep pumping out the content. That's what it's all about, right? That's what pays the bills, is the content. So let's go into analytics here. All right, we were at 539. 539. We were at 9, 7, 5, 39. We lost 4, huh? And 5, 39. 39 or 49? 5, 39. 39. Why did this one say 5? Oh, that's views. Okay, yeah, subscribers. Oh, it looks like we lost a couple. Why is this wigging out like, alright? I don't understand what's going on there. 5, 39. Oh, whatever. I don't know what that did, but we lost 4. They didn't like that I was streaming all day. Sorry, guys. That's how it is. That's how it's gonna be. Average view duration 154. 154. That's up. Keep it going. Back up. 4. 3.2 click through. It's still holding solid. And new channel, 15 subscribers, still holding solid. Yeah, I actually missed the post last night on that channel, so I gotta post yesterday's video. So it's imperative, like especially as a new channel, that you post a lot, so the algorithm can figure out who you are and what you do. It's important, and to stay consistent. It's the most important thing. Like, you know, these were daily posting, keeping it going, and I missed a couple days in between here of posting. So boom. All right, guys, that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and throw the link down into this video. Link will be down there to apply for the free scholarship for Blender Octane. We'll find out in 7 days who gets that, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.